everybody, and welcome to Foretales. This is a game that's currently not out, but it is a demo which you can find on Steam, and I would describe it as Redwall with cards. I don't know if I would call it a card game, but it's kind of like a narrative storytelling game with these really cool animal designs where you're doing some like choose your own adventure stuff while managing resources. I have played through some of this demo before. It's hard. Some of it is actually like I had to play through levels multiple times and still kept failing. But I failed in different new ways every time. So I think you're going to be interested in Foretales. So I'm just gonna hop in here to a new game. This is not sponsored content, but the devs did actually reach out to me and were like, "Hey, check out our game," and I was like, "Oh, this is what your game is like?" I'm just gonna add some more lighting. This is what your game's like? Oh, I'm absolutely interested in this. So let's see. A mysterious patron. Lolapan needs money to help his father and the local miners. His friend Leo says there's someone in town with a very lucrative job offer. Welcome to Foretales! Yay, I'm in Foretales! So here are our two characters to start the game. I think it's Volapan the Raven and Leo the Tiger. Yes, I know. It's not a lion, it's a tiger. So we're going to try to find Timothy to get some work. Ooh, because we are of the thieving sort. We are down on our luck animals who would like to get some work done. And you can see there's a minor strike going on. They're kind of introducing some of this background story. Things kind of go crazy after the first, like, few missions, though. But you do start with this kind of, we are in a city! Typical region has 3 to 6 location cards placed on the board. So you can see here there are 3 different locations. Sometimes there are 6 of them. And you can kind of see what dialogue there is, and different options by hovering over them. Oh, so this beggar, he would like a bit of bribery. Bite to eat, 5 apples, so you can see my resources over here, in order to get information from him. Now, you don't necessarily have to follow kind of that, like, you need apples. So where are we going to get apples? So there's 2 folks here. You have the apple merchant, you have the marketplace. And we have a bunch of cards here, these different abilities. We can actually swap some cards with cards in our deck, but you only have a certain number of cards. So 7 is the number of cards I have in Volapan's deck, 9 is the number I have in Leo's, and here's their health, because there's also combat in this game. So on the scent, this is just kind of tracking. You can see what would happen if I used each of my cards here on each of those. So, like, if I use this one over here, I would get +1 fame, and I would move to a different location, being the small crowd. With nimble hands, now I'm trying to get 5 apples. Nimble hands gets me 3 apples if I steal from the apple merchant. But if I steal from here, from the marketplace, then a creature gets added to the search party. And those are enemies. Those are enemies that we might randomly encounter. So I could have Solidarity of the Week. Essentially, I could be like, "Oh, you are just like me, dearest apple vendor. He's selling apples, fresh apples, no maggots or nothing." Now, we're the thieving sort, so I'm going to be a thief. You know me. I like to do a video game crime. So I'm going to pickpocket the thief. That brings me to 4 apples. I need 5 in order to get the information I want from this merchant. And that moved me to another location. And this new location here is the Poor District. Now I need 1 more apple. And I see there's no way to get apples here unless I use money. I could use one of my, I guess it's like a franc, because it has an F on it. F for Frankfurt. I could use money to buy an apple. It makes sense. You know what? I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna buy 2 apples. And I'm gonna move to another location. Now I can keep doing things here, or I could start talking to this beggar, since now I have the 5 apples. Uh-oh, a hostile token is blocking this card. There's an enemy. And I kind of skipped through that because I'd rather show you guys what negotiations look like. So yeah, let's get some deets from this monkey. Yeah, we're trying to find out where Timothy is because he has work for us so we can get more than 5 apples. Ah, I have a map. Thanks for the tip. Gotta find the old beggar's directions that are on this piece of paper. And, like, you literally use the directions to progress through an area. So, like, right here, you can see none of these are the areas that I would be progressing through. But it says on it, all that I need to do is find the nearest marketplace and find directions from there. That's not a market, that's the old well, that's a suspicious street, and that's a port district. So if I hadn't moved forward on the market here, I could have just used this on here. But now we have to cycle back through exploration using our different cards. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go on the scent, and I'm going to maybe move to Noisy Tavern. So there's either a specific location you move to, so like you see here, if I'm on the scent, I'm moving specifically to Noisy Tavern. I bet there's more information I could get at the Noisy Tavern. Ooh. Or I could go talk to some block kids. Okay. You know what? I want to move over to the small crowd. Yeah, D&D. They met in a tavern. I got a little bit of food and a little bit of fame. I roared, drawing a bunch of curious townfolk. They're so cute! They're so cute! Now I can just be on the scent here. It will move me to the next location. I could cause the crowd to riot by blowing dirt in their eyes. Yeah, no, that's like a thing in this game. I love it. It's just like there's a different interaction for each of my different cards here. I'm not really hovering over these. I could just talk to them. You know what? Solidarity of the week, you're just like me. And they will support me. They'll give me a gold. They're so generous. And that will bring me to, ooh, another place here where I need to fight through one of these groups of bandits. So this is a suspicious street. So I think what we should do is we should engage in battle. So we just click on this and it will show me there's 6 total power. This lizard guy, this rat guy, and this cat guy. So I'm gonna go into battle. Now you can start battle by just fighting, or you can use your resources to make the fight a little easier. Yeah, no need for violence. If you bring the morale, this is the morale over here, to 0, they'll leave. And pretty much when you fight something, they hit you, you hit them, and that's like a full round of combat. I believe that the morale is the level that you'd need to get rid of. So for example, if I got rid of this rat and this lizard, this henchman, or just the brawler, then this would go to 0 and everybody would flee. So let's see if I have a way to get through that. Ooh, so I could actually scare off this one thug by showing them essentially that I have been an evil man. I can threaten them. This is like intimidation. You oftentimes get intimidation by, like, killing other people. I could steal from this guy. Or I could throw dirt in their eyes. And now throwing dirt in their eyes stuns them for a round, which is pretty good if I want to just, like, go to battle. This doesn't do anything. So I don't think... I've got these 3, like... These 3 here. I could boost my power. I kind of like that. And they're going to battle, because I used a combat thing here. The reason I did that is because now this guy just got buffed up. He's got 2 power, which means that wow, that was a loud noise outside. He was able to take out that guy across from him and the other one, but they both took damage. So now this one's down a hit, this one's down. And we got some fame from the fleeing enemies. But we also got Grim because we killed some guys. Like, killing random people is probably not a good thing. And the kind of people that we kill is going to come back and cause problems for us in the future. Alright, so I want to get through this suspicious street. I could go to the noisy tavern, or I could just move to the next location in the location pile. Or maybe I want to do a little bit of stealing. Maybe I want to do a little bit of stealing over here. It's going to add more to the search party. But you know what? I'm fine with that. I'm here for the crime, not your proudest moment. You say that. You say that because we just robbed the poor district. And now there's extra enemies in this little enemy pile over here. Oh, but here's the marketplace again. We've made our way back and we can use our story interaction. And who is this? A heavily bandaged figure standing alone in the alleyway. Oh, who could this be? He's not a crow. He's a shoebill crane. He looks like a raven, if you ask me. I like that it's a shoebill crane. Like, that's such a weird animal. I gotta get down to brass tacks. This guy's got a job for me. What kind of guy are we working with? So what we need to do is we need to prove ourselves using one of our resources or our card here. So my favorite way to do this is to very literally threaten this man and be like, look at the blood on my sword. Look at the blood on my sword. Do you think I can't do this job? But, you know what else he could do? We could, I don't know. Maybe blow some dirt in this guy's eyes. Pocket sand, sha-sha! And move into the next part. You know, that would be like a weird thing to do. Let's do it. Go into my trusty smoke bombs, toss it on the ground, fill the alleyway with fog. So, I got a couple tricks up my sleeve. Hey, paw full of dirt is a legit strategy. Or I guess feathers full of dirt? Ooh, they want me to acquire an item. Rare and beautiful lyre, currently in the possession of Lady Cattell. The old bat who lives on the hill. It's literally a bat. Like, it's a bat woman. I love it because it's like old bat, like, oh, it's an old bat. I love animal puns. That's like the best thing about these, like, I want to call them Redwall-ish settings, is like, you can make animal puns. It's legit. Talons full of dirt. That's what the bird's got. Steal the lyre and bring it to the Holy Grove. So, right now it's actually saying, I can leave. I can rest. So continuing will bring me to the next region in the story. And in each area, you can do, like, a certain type of rest actions. Now, I've used up especially a lot of Volapan's actions, not that many of Leo's. So maybe I want to use a couple more of Leo's, get a couple more resources before I go. That sounds like a good idea. I'm going to, roar, bring the crowd to attention, get myself a little fame. I'm just kind of building up resources here before I move on. Now, if I want it to be a very bad kitty cat, I could fire an arrow. I could fire an arrow into this crowd. Now that doesn't seem like a great thing to do. It would add a creature to the graveyard. It would add Grim. I'm being peer pressured by Illuminati in the chat. Saying, well, why not? What I'm actually going to do is I'm going to swap one of my cards with one of the other cards that I have here. See what we've got. Aimed shot, survivor sense. I'm gonna get my survivor sense out of my deck. That cost me an extra card. I'm gonna get some food. I don't want to hurt the peasants. I don't want to hurt the peasants, but you know what else I can do? I could shoot the shopkeep, the apple merchant. Or I could maintain some of my dignity, because killing random strangers will come back to bite you in this game. So I'm going to rest. It's going to refill some of my cards. Feeling better already. Now, if I want to rest again, again, you can only rest a certain number of times per region. You got these different choices. Now, like, I'm hungry if I want to rest again. But it would recover a lot of these cards. Do I feel like I need to? Not really. My deck is pretty full. I'm fairly healed up. If I wanted to heal up more, I could eat some apples. We're going to continue on to the next one. Somewhere in the garden. Now there's a new rest deck, and we're in a new area. Watch out! Guards! This place is well guarded. So there's a lot of hostile creatures in the search party deck, which might randomly pop up on location cards. I'm not desperate enough to shoot the merchant yet. So this mansion has a hedge mage around it. And we're getting a little clue here. We saw a gardener walking around. Maybe they would know the way. And there's guards, and a gardener. Now, what do you think the gardener might want? Food? Fame? Money? We could also threaten him. You know what? I'm of the dastardly sort. Come here. Come with us now. So we've held this little gardener rat. At our whim. We're gonna make him go through the maze with us. Ooh, but when we moved past the gardener, there's something being guarded over here. There's a locked greenhouse. Now I want to check out that greenhouse. Orchards, probably a good place to get fruit, because, you know, fruit. And you can kind of get like a preview. If I were to use one of these abilities in one of these places, what would happen? But I want to fight some guards. Yeah, I'll engage. This seems like it'll be a pretty easy battle. These guards aren't too strong. It's a gardener. Now, I could just straight up moitalize. I could moitalize one of these guys. I could shuffle them in the deck, but they're not that strong. And all I need to do is reduce their morale by 2. So if I get rid of the Bell of the Watch, which adds a constable to the search party, that would be bad for me. Do I want to, I don't know, maybe do a little bit of pickpocketing too? No, I could actually bribe this guy instead of killing him. That sounds pretty good to me. I'm going to say, you know, I'm really a bit of a savior of the people. You don't want to mess with me. Now, I could either do one of these on this or that one and that one. And I think that's what actually I'm going to do, is I'm going to bribe this guy, who's got 3 toughness, essentially. And since we didn't attack, and then I'm going to corrupt this little guy. See some documents through the glass. I bet there's something useful in there. Let's go ahead and do something to progress through. Now we could really use any of these abilities, it seems, to make our way through. But if we specifically eavesdrop, it'll bring me to the Winter Garden. I want to do that. That's an interaction. So I'm gonna eavesdrop here. Remember to leave the spare key under the mat by the greenhouse door. Oh, little typo there. Again, game's definitely not finished. It's so cute, though. So we got the key under the mat, and we got into the greenhouse. And we got a map to the inner part of the maze. And now, you know, we got this gardener before. How about we make our way through? So we had threatened this poor little rat mouse guy before and forced him to give directions. This is the gardener. He's turned these hedges many times, and we did just lie to him. We said we had an appointment with the lady of the house. But, uh-oh. We found this really cool statue of, like, a spider lady, and it's haunted. And the gardener, you know, we're past that hedge mage. He's not interested in hanging out here anymore. But you see there's a little combat token up here, which means there's gonna be a patrol. Oh no, but it's a really strong patrol. We still have to deal with the watch before we get through, so this is a really strong group. But we have to fight them if we want to make our way through. Carmadillo, thank you for the 11-month resub. There's so many of you. And remember, each of these is going to hit for their power. Some of them have extra abilities, too. Now, I think I'm going to try to reduce the morale here. I'm going to bribe this badger. I don't want much blood on my hand if I can avoid it. I'm going to bribe this badger, too. But I don't think I'm going to make my way through here without bloodshed. So I am going to fire upon this rhino. But maybe I want to pickpocket first. I do like stealing. Gimme! And now I'm going to shoot him. Sorry, sir. Killing a guard, not exactly my best moment. But hey, you know what? It works. You can see I've got some Grim, and there's more in this grave pile. And everybody else is running away. Yeah, because we're big tough buddies here. We've got our directions, and we're gonna make our way through. But, you know, maybe I want to get some other stuff out of here. Some healing balm and healing plants. It might be nice to have in my inventory, but there's no rush, because we get to move forward in each of these piles individually. And here's Lady Catel's manor. Ooh. It's dark. And maybe we should rest. And it's actually telling me here, I'm going to need nimble hands in order to steal. Because, yeah, I had two of them. I did use one in that combat because I wanted to steal that rhino's gold. Do we get to eat elaborate fantasy meals in this game? Are apples elaborate fantasy meals? Is it a rhino from the cartoon Robin Hood? It sure feels like it, doesn't it? So, I'm actually going to use my kitty cat instincts here to get some healing items, because I have taken a little bit of damage from the previous map. Oh, and there's an orchard here! Ah, you know, I could use some apples. I could use some apples before we go. Yum, 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 resources. What have we got there? It's apples! And this is just thorny brushes. I don't need to go through there. It's gonna hurt me if I do. And, you know, I think now would be a pretty good time to rest. I recover up to skill 3 tropes, but small troop of guards is added to the search party. I don't plan on exploring too much more. So I'm gonna let myself be tracked by guards. Tigers love apples. They do love apples. And if I didn't have this here, I would have to recover cards and then swap potentially from my deck. Alright, so my nimble hands. I'm going to steal the lyre from the old Bat's mansion. Aha! Now I have the liar! So maybe I shouldn't have stolen it. I don't actually know who the voice actors are for this game. It seems to me like the voice work isn't quite finished with it either. I'm not sure if there's credits in the game. We can check before we move on. If we want to move through more of the story. So this is, by the way, just the demo, but there's a lot in the demo. So Volapan is running off. If you leave a trail of bodies, you may face the consequences. Volapan escaped while Leo fought the guards, and fighting the guards may not turn out too well for him. He's actually going to be imprisoned. Oh my god, it is him? That's good listening. Yes, that's Travis Willingham. He voices a lot of, like, deep, manly voices. My boy is in jail! A doom event. Tragic events that only Volapan can see because he's been gifted with foresight. And these events will lead to the world's end. How many turns do you have left to prevent these events? A mission, in this case, is a turn. It's not a turn kind of like within each, like playing a card. If you fail, you can try again. But this is a way of saying, like, you have to kind of choose how to prioritize your different events. Yeah, no, I'd rather the world not end. But there's so much stuff happening here. So this, like, we'll have to kind of get through the militia onslaught as part of this miners' strike within 3 minutes, or not 3 minutes, in 3 turns, 3 missions. So this poor Shoebill Crane has got a lot on his mind. So we have lots of different moves we can take next. So the relic was kind of like that first mission of us stealing the relic. And now we have the choice of Foretales to rescue our friend, find the strike leader, or try to negotiate with Lady Cattell and say, we're the ones who stole the lyre, would you like it back, can you stop this, can you help us? Now, if I embark on a mission with just Volapan, I only have access to Volapan's abilities, and it's going to be a lot harder. So if I try to rescue Leo first, I'll have at least, like, a second hand with me, but who knows? Maybe if I go to the strike leader, Karst, maybe I can recruit him onto my side. And of course, you have here, they said the Council of Mothers. So those are some of the options there. I think what I'm going to do is try and save and quit, because there were some asks about the credits, and I'm not actually sure. So return to main title, yes. I hope you guys liked. I just played through the first mission. By the way, you can play through all those other missions as part of the demo. This demo's huge. It's free. It's on Steam. This is not sponsored. I just thought the game was cool. So if you're interested in it, I will say, like, you saw that, like, it's a really interesting game. Options, does that have it? Darn, no, I don't see a credit list here. Sure you want to quit? No, you know what? We're gonna continue in our game. And, you know, I have managed to free Leo from prison. I've done that on another save, but I've never tried to negotiate. So I'm gonna go to the Council of Mothers and see if they're interested in these things. But I feel like I do need to free Leo within 2 missions, or death is imminent. So that, I believe, means that I have to choose between 2 of these things. And I think one of them has to be the prisoner. I guess you get to choose kind of like, are you allying yourself with the rich or the poor here? I want to go to the negotiator. I want to see what this mission is like. You can have up to 3 on your battlefield, but I only have Volapan now. Time for apologies. Ooh, there's 4 different options here. He's practicing his apology. Beautifully written, sincere and heartfelt. Done. Okay, so we have our letter here. I'm writing this letter to offer my sincerest apologies to Lady Cattell for my recent transgressions concerning her lyre. I hereby promise to return the stolen instrument as a gesture of good faith. This is the lyre, which I always have with me. Now I have less resources than I had before. Oh no! Oh, but who's this? A forum! A bard! Now I probably shouldn't steal from the bard, because I'll have to fight against 5 creatures. That seems like a bad idea. What if I offer a helphy hand? What if I just listen in? There's nothing special there. I like saving that for something a little bit more interesting. Now I can pay the bard. I could show off my fame to the bard. You know what? Let's do that. You're gonna sing a song of what, you cute flamingo? He's so cute. I love this art. The muses have deserted him. This game, like, I'm not gonna lie, the art on it is like why I was like, oh, hello, adorable animal people. Oh, your life is lacking in incitement? He's willing to suffer for his song. Can I let him touch the lyre? No. I could steal from him. He seems to want to be stolen from. Does the flamingo play flamenco? Yeah, you know what? Let's pickpocket this flamingo. You said you were willing to suffer for your art. Oh, that's beautiful. Where are my coins? Where are my coins? I cannot understand. Why did you take my purse? Never punishment? No, he asked for this. This was a thieving by request. You ever have a man come to you and say, "Please take my wallet"? It's Findom. Can he have his money back? No. I love that it gives you the gold first to signify you took the gold, and then you kind of get the reputation after. Sell swords! Ooh! Now, I could steal from these sell swords too. You guys know I love stealing. I could learn some nasty little secrets too. Ooh! I want nasty little secrets. The mercenaries hanging out together. Ooh, what did they discuss? I bet I could use that to get through some guards. Oh, to speak to the council, I have to move past the guards. Maybe I could trade that. Now, I have a letter of apology to offer to you, Mr. Kitty Cat. Our house was not accepting visitors. Please move along. Oh, somebody is blocking our path. Could it possibly be? Oh, it says elephants! Oh, arrange a meeting with Lady Cattell herself. This is Lady Isabu. She's pretty. She's an elephant lady. Oh, I would happily do something for you. Something was stolen from her. A necklace. I didn't steal it. Probably. Meet me by the old well. Okay. I can continue to the next region whenever I want. Okay, so if I want to move on, I can do that. Now I should check out what the rest cards are here. Spend 6 money, get a throwing knife, a healing bomb, and a lockpick, or just rest. I definitely want to rest before I move on, because I'm gonna run out of resources if I don't. By the way, if you fail during these... Yeah, I'm gonna rest again. If you fail during these missions, you do have to start over from whatever the first stage of them is, which does give you an opportunity to kind of try them in a different way, use your resources differently, but it can be hard. Okay, so let's continue to the necklace heist. I love the art in this game. It's so cute. Make my way to the darkest, most dangerous part of the city. Uh-oh. Ooh, there's a lot of thugs and ruffians. Oh, and there's that pretty elephant lady again. Right on time. Is it nap time? When isn't it nap time? Yeah, what's the job? Ooh, a thief? You'd like me to track down a serpent. A snake. No one will buy it. No, because it's this fancy lady's necklace. Sir, what do you think the snake's name is going to be? I don't know. I haven't been there yet. I have to locate the black market and confront him there. Okay. I will make my way to the black market. How am I feeling? I'm feeling a lot better. I'm definitely recovering. Guards! And thugs, bandits and guards. Alright, so this is the old well here. This is the main street, and this is a marketplace. That brings me to the tavern. That brings me to just a next location. Just trying to see where those go. I'm gonna start at the marketplace. So I'm gonna scare off these ruffians and thugs because I don't think they're gonna be that scary. No, it's one kitty cat. Meow. I'm just a little kitty cat. I could bribe this kitty cat. I could spook the kitty cat off, but I can't afford it. Or I could say a nasty little secret. That reduces morale. But there's only one enemy here, and if we fight each other, I'll only take 2 damage, which isn't terrible. It's not the worst. Or I can just take 1 round by eavesdropping. Or having Solidarity of the Weak. So that's what I'm going to do, is I'm going to buff my attack power to take out this kitty cat. Meow, meow, meow. I should disinfect the keyboard. I might actually swap the keyboard, just because I spilled coffee in this one recently. And just need to keep cleaning it out. It's been behaving right, though. I have the other keyboard in the other room right now. Now the marketplace. I could cause a diversion to move forward. I could go to the tavern. Yeah, let's do that. I bet a tavern's a good place to get information. Because it's a tavern. Ooh, a shady character shot down a nearby ally. The alley has the thief in it? Ooh. I could start a tavern brawl. Or I could move on to the usual suspects, eh? You know what? I'm gonna buy some food. I have a lot of money right now. Give me food. Food lets me heal up, too. I think I'm gonna move on to usual suspects. Hey, yeah, what's going on? I'm running out of these action cards, but I've got some money. I could hire a thug to help me in combat. Or I could get a snitch. Yeah, I'm gonna use a little bit of my fame to get a snitch. Mind if I tag along? So I got the dog instead of the rat there. Let's see what this guy does. The perfect ally to sow discord among enemy ranks. Always has an ear to the ground for the latest gossip. Ooh, the bladesmith's hideout. Move on to the black market. You know, I think I need to move to the black market. That's where I'm supposed to go. That's where the thief is. The snake? Right in front of him, trying to sell the necklace. Oh, but look at him. He's so cute. I've got a weasel on top of him. Will I fight these weasels? Engage. Well, this is the weasel. You've been following me! Sure have. I'm here to get the necklace from this cute little snake. For 5 franc! You know, I could do that, or I could reduce their morale 3 times. But you know, I do have money. But I could also fight you, I would lose. I would lose if I fought you. So I'm gonna do that. I'm going to reduce your morale. I'm gonna whisper a nasty little secret. Because this guy's got some good abilities. He calls random bandits when he enters combat and a street thug every 2 turns. So that's why I'm just trying to demoralize him. Kind of tell him, I know everything about you, buddy. I've been listening on the streets. And as he ran, we got the necklace! The necklace for the fancy elephant lady! Yeah, girl, I know you want to sell this. Okay, so I found Lady Isabu's necklace. So now hopefully she will allow me in to speak with Lady Cattell. I have to go to her hedge mage. I don't know, I'm kind of scared of the hedge mage. Alright, so let me see what my rest options are here, because I could use some rest. Could scare away local bandits and recover skill cards. Or I could add more bandits. I do really need to recover cards, and I don't have enough Grim right now. I do have food, though, so I feel like I'll be able to rest and recover over here. On the second piece of this rest deck. So this would give me 3 cards per adventurer, or I would be losing health. So I'm going to spend the food. And that will refill, I think, my entire deck. Oh, do I only have 4? Oh, I didn't need to rest another time. That's fine. What's resource management? Never heard of it. Oh, and there she is. Oh, I actually have to go. So, if you think this game's interesting, I'll recommend that you try out the demo, maybe leave a review on Steam, and I have to go to my appointment So next time, if I get to come back to this game, we will return the lyre, or at least have a discussion with Lady Cattell. Could this be a trap? We're meeting at night in the gardens with an elephant.